Hello and welcome back to Amputated. This week we got a question in about shoes and footwear, and I guess what shoes I wear and how I actually get them on my artificial leg. So I have a couple of pairs of shoes I actually wear. Well, actually only two pairs. I got this pair, which a nice good walking pair, that I actually went to one of those shoe shops that have those mats you walk on and stand on that sort of take how you walk and how you stand to see where your weight is distributed. I actually went in and I didn't tell the lady there I had an artificial leg at the time to see if she would be able to tell the difference, you know, in how I stand, where my weight's sort of taken. And when I actually did the test, you know, you sort of stand there, it was actually pretty even. I mean, a lot more even than I thought my weight would be distributed between my legs. I was pretty sure my right leg would take pretty much most of the weight, at least like 80% or so, but no, it's probably like 60-70 to the other, so yeah, it was actually pretty cool to see that. But I didn't actually fool her because like the day before she had just helped someone else out with an artificial leg. So there's that. But no, it was really cool and got an awesome pair of walking shoes that are really comfortable and great. I mean, yeah, I don't actually tend to wear much sneakers. I mean, I used to when I was younger. I guess I had a pair, but I mean, changed up and grew out of them and just haven't bought another pair. The only other pair of shoes I have is just a simple pair of dress shoes. They're literally like the cheapest ones I could find, and they've worked great. I mean, just a simple pair of shoes, yeah. So I mean, those are just the shoes I wear. Shoes I don't really wear for various reasons. One are gumboots, because I find them pretty much impossible to get on over my artificial leg. I mean, I did as a kid. I've actually not tried them in many years, but I remember having a kid and I had a pair of gumboots and I have to give my leg to my dad and say, hey, put on my gumboot for me, because it was literally impossible to stretch around because, you know, the ankle did not move. It was like a solid thing and it was, yeah, too awkward. So I never wear gumboots ever, or just I can't wear gumboots. I remember I did have a pair of riding boots because both my mum and sister ride horses, so I did a little bit, and my mum actually had to get for my left leg, my artificial limb, had to get a specially designed pair that just had a zip on the side so I could slip in. So I mean, if you have an artificial leg and struggling with shoes, could find a shoe shop or cobbler, are they called? Yeah, that'll actually fix in a zip into sort of, if you want a nice pair of, I suppose, boot-like shoes, sort of a way to go for that. I don't actually wear sandals much at all. Sandals, no, because I've just never really liked them. It's kind of, there's no reason I've not worn them. And the only other shoe is jandals, or as they call them in Australia, thongs. They literally do call them thongs in Australia. It's the weirdest thing. But yes, jandals I don't wear because one reason I don't wear them right now, I've never liked the feel of them, especially with my artificial leg, because you know the flap, it sort of flaps on the end because it's only supported in between the toes. So I never wore them for that reason. It was really awkward and weird to wear when walking. And the only other reason, the foot at the moment actually doesn't have a gap between the toes. I think they only had one time where I had a foot that was fit them, that had a gap between the big toe and the other toes, so I could possibly have worn jandals. But yeah, at the moment I don't, and it's no big issue because I've never liked them. But yeah. And yeah, there's shoes I wear various types. One other pair I thought I'd show you is when I did do some dancing, I had an awesome pair, I suppose, just a general pair of dancing shoes. And these do have quite a higher heel on them than I suppose most shoes, especially men's shoes, would usually have. But I guess the only thing with this is really, I would feel the difference for probably like a minute or two, like first putting them on each time, because it's quite a weird height. It does sort of tip you forward a little, I suppose. But I mean, after a couple of minutes, it was like never noticed it, and it really helped, I guess, with my dancing, and was great. And I suppose also after taking off, after doing an hour or so of dancing, I would feel the difference going to a flat shoe, would feel the major difference, and they'd probably be more weirder than the other way. Like after wearing them and taking them off, I would feel a bigger difference, because yeah, it would take just a couple of more minutes to even that out. I mean, yeah. So that's that. yeah. So another interesting story about shoes. Rattling on about shoes, I got some pretty funny stories, I guess, with that. I suppose funny story, I used to, well, one time when I went in for a new leg, they didn't actually have any left feet available, so I had to get a right foot put on and wait for them to order another one. So for a time I was running around with 2 right feet. That didn't really change shoes much at all. I mean, it just probably looked weird. But I also remember, since I'd grown up with having this and in my younger days, it was very difficult for them to actually get a right size foot that would match my other foot. Because, you know, growing kids and whatnot, always changing height and size of shoes and clothes. So it was always very awkward, and always, I suppose, awkward for them because at the artificial limb centre they would only get like a limited stock sort of supply of stuff, I guess. So I know now and again I'd be like a different size shoe on this leg than this leg. So I'd go into the shoe shop, I'd find the shoes I want that would fit right, and then I would sort of just swap one in for the right size for my shoes, and then actually not tell the cash register ladies. And yeah, I suppose it was quite cheeky of us to do, but my mum sort of did that. I mean, I know other times sort of just, you know, packed the end of the shoes and where the toes were with, you know, just some paper stuff and whatever, just so it would actually fit right and not be too loose in the shoe. So yeah, those are some funny shoe stories I've had in the past. But yeah, in the type of shoes I wear, just, yeah, general shoes. I mean, you can wear whatever shoe you want, really, because I know you can, if you have an artificial leg and you've had one for many years, probably maybe adjust it yourself a bit. I mean, you can adjust the heights and angles a bit, so I suppose you can do that for various types of shoes you wear, or you can just go in and when you have a visit and whatever check up, you can say, hey, I'm really actually like these shoes, but they don't sort of fit too right. Think we can just adjust them so they fit those shoes perfectly? Yeah, because yeah, I do notice that when I sort of go in, I think a couple of times I've done this, and you know, I go in with a pair of shoes, like I have one pair, it's actually not here, I do have a pair of just plain flat sort of shoes, that aren't sort of walking shoes or dress shoes, but yeah, and yeah, so you just sort of get the adjustments right so they fit those shoes, but then when you try those shoes, it's a little bit off sometimes, and I suppose it can be a bit awkward. So I mean, sort of, if you're having your adjustments, go in with a pair of shoes you wear the most, and yeah, get them so they fit those, because yeah, otherwise you might have some awkward adjustments to make sort of later on. And yeah, so I suppose that's that. I suppose I could show you actually me putting on the shoes. I mean, I don't know if you want to do that. I'll show it to you anyway, because it could be interesting. I mean, I suppose I put them on like any other, but I suppose it's sort of a little more awkward. Also, I would just mention this. Also, growing up, I remember actually having a shoe horn. You might know what that is, but that actually really helped getting shoes on and off. I know, especially, you know, if you have shoes that are quite a tight fit on your artificial leg one, you sort of got to heave them up. Shoe horns can be great things to help. I don't actually have one of those now, but yeah. Anyway, I shall show you how I actually put on and take off a shoe on my artificial leg. I do actually just keep my leg on when I do this, but you might find it easier having your leg off and putting it on, taking it off, but whatever you like the best. But anyway, here it is. So like I said, I generally keep my leg on, well I always do put my leg on first before putting on shoes. And yeah, make sure you do have the right one, because unlike your other foot, you won't really feel the difference if you accidentally put the wrong side shoe on the wrong foot, which I have done in the past when not really thinking about it. But it does help to completely loosen it so you can get it in. And with shoes like this, I suppose the ends can be a bit tricky because sometimes they can tuck down like that. I mean, it makes no difference because you don't really feel it, but I suppose just for looks, really, you want to make sure it's sort of fitted right. But yeah, it helps if you loosen that. For me, yeah, I just have to stick my leg up like that, and of course you may notice it's pretty straight and at right angles, so do have to sort of reach around a bit, and it's just snuggling it on and generally give it a little bit bang at the end and done. And then, you know, just do it up usual, nice and tight. I mean, yeah, these shoes are actually really a nice, great snug fit for my foot, so they're pretty great. And yeah, simple, just like you put any on any other shoes really. So yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope that answered your question, and thank you very much for your question there, it was actually pretty cool to actually talk about shoes. I had never actually thought to talk about shoes, but I suppose it's something people have. I mean, I think I have seen people sort of running around without shoes with their legs. They sort of have a specialised foot and stuff on the end that they, suppose, prefer. But me, I've sort of always gone with that and wearing shoes. I mean, it's generally what I like more. I mean, yeah. But never know, I suppose I've been sort of thinking I might look into more different types of the feet and limbs I can have. Sort of really venture off into that more. I mean, when I was younger, it was, I suppose, a little more difficult because I was growing and, you know, I was getting a new leg almost every year. Or sometimes I think even every twice a year. So, yeah, but now that I've stopped all that, I can actually probably get some really awesome limbs now. And they're just getting more and more awesome every year, aren't they? So yes, thanks for watching. Please do, if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments down below and I'll get them into my next video. But my next video, I have something planned for that there, so I do apologise if I don't get to your questions in that video, but I'll get to them to the one after. I have something pretty exciting planned for you that I want to sort of mess around with, and also I want to try out some cool editing stuff for it. So there's that. So look forward to that. And yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Amputated. I'm David, and see you next time. Bye.